People like to divide the masses in their minds into two groups: the conscious and the unconscious. We make movies about it, we make entire religions about it. We partake in this dynamic. A lot of people who say they're the ones that are the most woke, they're the awake ones, they're aware of all the things. A lot of those people don't really realize how little they know. The people who say they probably don't know that much, there's probably still so much to learn. There's probably so much happening in the world that I'm not privy to. Well, those guys come off to me as the more aware people. See, awareness is a net positive. And being aware of what's going on around you is practiced in meditation. So you close your eyes, you focus on nothing but your breathing to the best of your ability. And when your mind inevitably kind of drifts away from that, when you catch yourself just having those thoughts just pop into your head that you usually have, you gently guide it back to your mind. That's like exercising for your mind. That's basically taking that muscle that determines your awareness inside your brain and conditioning it to choose awareness. And awareness can be so difficult for a lot of people, right? Awareness can come in the form of, oh, I am now aware of how much suffering is going on around me. I'm aware of how much I'm suffering. I'm aware of all the tragedy in the world. It feels like taking on your cross almost. Awareness is imperative, though. Awareness is one of the most important things you can have in life. Consciousness. Someone who has been knocked unconscious is more than likely to experience permanent brain damage. That's how important consciousness is for the physical animal that we are and for the mental faculties that we carry throughout life. Being conscious is painful. It's really, really painful. But something it gives you is, if you're conscious enough, it gives you a salve in the same motion that it gives you the pain. An increased awareness of your surroundings can also show how much love is in the world, how strong your support network is, how many people are willing to just be boundlessly kind, really take after the teachings of Jesus or any saint of earlier times. Whoever you choose, whoever you think. Awareness involves being aware of the unconscious processes going through your head every single day that impact the way you behave. If you want, you must make the unconscious conscious, or it'll rule your life and you'll call it fate. It's a really staggering realization for people to realize that 80 to 90% of the things we do are a result of our unconscious minds. We're not even aware. We're not even set up to understand, really. And I know this is an important thing for me to be getting across to y'all because no one else is talking about it. At least not in my area. Most people aren't looking to delve into their unconscious minds. I, a long time ago, had some really profound experiences with psilocybin mushrooms. Now, what I believe those beautiful substances do is they raise your consciousness just a little bit. A lot of people think they're the answer to all of life's problems, and if all the politicians took 5 grams in silent darkness, then everything would change. Things would change all right. I don't know if it would be if it would be the solution, but things would most certainly change. But what I think they raise your consciousness just that little bit, right? Because raising your consciousness fully requires discipline. It requires practice. It requires meditation, journaling. It requires actively looking into the darkest parts of yourself and accepting the parts that you don't like. That's what it means. And it's a lifelong journey for everybody. Some people aren't even on the path. Some people just live just being blown from happy place to sad place. No real understanding of how much control they have, how much impact they have in their own lives. It's really sad. You ever come across someone like that? You know, they're working a dead-end job. You say, "Hey, what's keeping you here, man?" And they pull out their phone and show you a picture of their car. And it's not even that good of a car. You just see the misery in their eyes. But they're not conscious in that moment because it's too painful. It is far too painful to face the reality that their life sucks. You might be in that situation. I'm not coming at you trying to point the finger and be, I'm not trying to be an asshole here. Genuinely. Are you happy? Are you satisfied with what reality is right now? Take 5 minutes to meditate and just look at your entire life with no judgment and ask yourself, is this what I want? Is this who I should be? What would generate the greatest outcome for myself and my family and those around me? How do I have to live my life to be the best I can be? And the real puncher is that it's your determination what you think is the best you can be. Everyone has an opinion. If anyone convinced you that their way is the highway and there's no other questioning that, that's not a good sign. That means you are spiritually locked. That means you are almost destined to explore a very small part of the map. That is your mind. That is your consciousness. That is the world around you. What limiting beliefs are keeping you from doing what you want? What limiting beliefs are keeping you from traveling, from becoming your greatest version? I ask myself that every day. Your mind is the most important muscle to exercise, so I suggest you get on that. Capiche? Bye-bye.